Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here and for clicking on the video, stopping in, enjoying hopefully your day, and hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better. Today, we're going to go ahead and listen to this performance. La Guerre. La Guerre. La Guerre. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is going to be by Janequin. I'm probably like completely messing this up. I'm not trying to. It's just happening. Clément Janequin, to be complete. We're listening to this because it was suggested and sponsored by Alan. Alan, thank you so much for the recommendation and for the support. I appreciate that. You said, because I've never heard of Clément Janequin. I'm probably mispronouncing his name horribly. You said that this is a madrigal commemorating the French triumph at the 1515 Battle of Marignano. He was famed for including imitations of real life in his songs. So here we get a call to celebration followed by the actual battle itself. Interesting. That does sound kind of interesting. I'm pulling it up right now so we can go ahead and listen. And let's go ahead and do so right now. There's vocals. Oh man, Gentle Giant definitely took inspiration from here. Strong little pattern syllables. Wow. Aventuriers, bons compagnons, ensemble croisez vos bâtons. Casques, bus et faites de vos sons. Dans la descendons les arbres, comme lions, donnez dedans, frappez que dans. Alors. Sonnez trompettes de ces clarons. Pour réjouir les compagnons, pour réjouir les compagnons, Wow. The bugle. Marching drums. Galloping. Priez, tonnez, bombardez les canons, tonnez, priez, donnez gros porteurs au secours, les compagnons, Man, barbershop quartets used to be crazy back in the day. Okay. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it one more time at least. Thank you guys for exposing me to this kind of music, and like outside of this, just all these different type of sounds and genres, because I am so lucky to have you guys and for you guys to share with me like music like this, which I've never heard anything. I mean, I've heard, I guess, stuff like this, but so when did this come out? When did, let me see if I can find that information really quick, because I know that it's regarding the battle in 1515, but when was this actually written? When was this actually, I'm just looking to see if I can find that information here really quick. I'm not immediately, at least, having luck. Okay, so there's so much I want to talk about. So, Alan, thank you for letting me know, like, the little bit of context behind this, because I was expecting instruments and music in that regard, and I didn't get it. In the beginning, I was like, okay, we got the voices. It's very impressive what they're doing. When does the battle start? And then the battle started. You could clearly hear that change, and it was really cool how they interpreted battle here. You had the bugle, the as their voices kind of did that. Then you could hear them saying cannon at certain points, and you hear the which to me sounded like fuses being lit, and then perhaps the explosives of the cannon after. You heard the galloping of horses. You heard shots and stuff going off. Like, it was really cool how vocally, so impressively, they did recreate the sounds of battle. Now, it wasn't like there was like deep booms and stuff like that, but they did it with a certain grace and elegance. And can I tell you, I couldn't tell you how many people are singing. It sounds like a decent amount, but the layering, the vocal stacking, the way that they sing amongst each other, sometimes leading, sometimes following, sometimes harmonizing, I am impressed with just the performance. Even if we take away the battle and the meaning and everything else, the actual performance of this seems incredibly difficult. It seems like a very complicated piece of music to perform. And I was just very impressed by that aspect of it as well. Even though I can't read music, of course, I'm watching the lines and all these layers of different people doing different parts, and it comes across as extremely impressive. And then Obviously, it's in French, and I'm going to have to pull up lyrics to see if I can find this. But not only were there actual words and phrases in French, that were happening, and we'll have to look up the meanings, but also the use of just certain syllables, certain vowel sounds, certain consonant sounds. When they're like, for example, like when certain words start with F, you have like the way that they sing it is like they're using the actual, like, you know what I mean? That breath and the way that you would say it as a really as the spark of detail in the smallest thing in their mimicry. There's several more moments that they do it. Let's see if I can find some. I'm pulling up the Wikipedia article for the battle as well, just so we have that. Alan gave me that. And then I do have... So it's the war is what it's the name, what it's titled. I have the translation here. All right, so listen, all kind Gaulois, the victor of the noble King Francis, and you will hear, if you listen carefully, blows rain down from all sides, fevers blows strike, drums always, which, like I said, you hear marching drums represented here. Adventurers, good companions, together cross your battles. Bendes, suddenly, kind Gascons, nobles, jump into the saddles with spear in hand. This is that call to war. This is like with Wagner, right? Remember? And he's calling everybody to war, and they're like, where's the war? And he's like, ha, joke's on you. Well, here, we're actually going to battle. Give it a go. Hit. Alarm, be bold, in joyful mood. Everyone seasons themselves. The fleur-de-lis, the high-priced flower. He is there in person. Follow Francois. King Francis, follow the crown. I remember he said Francois that way. Sound the trumpets and clarions to cheer up the companions. And then here's when they get into... See, that's what I mean. The fanfare, like, the way that they actually do it is just... The delivery is out of this world. To the standard, all before, Boutecel, mounted... Gotta switch back and forth from French. Mounted men at arms, brother the fan, make noise, thunder, bombards, and cannons. Thunder, big knives and falcons to rescue his companions. More vowels. And like the strength of certain vowels, right? The strength of certain vowels, consonants, words, syllables, von, pa, ti. Like those have a strong start off. Pa. I know I'm popping in here. Ta, talk. So, like, it's just really impressive how they are able to break it down to that molecular level when it comes to verbiage and to words. Pawn, courage, give them blows. Kill, to death, squeeze, take courage, strike. Gentle gallants, be valiant, strike, rush at it. And then victory, right? We hear them say victoire. And then the music once again changes. Out of the ashes and smoke of battle as that clears away, victory is ahead, and their voices raise in a glorious cadence. It hits that beautiful kind of choir lifting your spirits kind of moment. The sun rises on the battlefield and they're victorious. And I just really like how all of that is represented in the music so perfectly, really. So here's that battle that happened here. Took place in 1515. Let's see, was the last major engagement of the War of the League of Cambrai. It pitted the French army, newly crowned King of France, against the old Swiss Confederacy. With the French were German Landsknechts and their late arriving Venetian allies. Well, they were held up a little bit, probably. Resulted in a decisive French victory and the signing of the Treaty of Fribourg, known as the Perpetual Peace. That is really, really cool. Here's where I was trying to find some information previously. But I still... When was this written, though? Is there any information maybe here about this? Here we go. Commemorating the event are a bas-relief in the battle, and a famous musical composition by Clément Janequin. But when was this written? He lived right around the time, so it was probably written, I guess, around that time. Let me do a little search. About 1528. Okay. Yeah, because you got to give it a little bit of time after the battle to write it. You can't write this piece of music 16 or 1516. You got to give it a little time, a little space to do so. What a really cool performance. So, what type of music is this? It's not plain song. Is it a chant de oiseaux? Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know, just a chanson. I'm not 100% sure, but I can tell you it's really really cool. I'm curious what type of, for lack of a better word, genre I guess this type of work would be considered. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much, Alan, for the suggestion, for the support, and for the exposure as well. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Come back tomorrow, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.